Hello everybody, this is SuperFlashDriver aka Matthew John, and welcome to the 14th news update. Before we get started, I just want to tell you something. I already did a 13th news update, I just didn't do a 12th. So, be sure don't think that I got mixed up, it's just that I forgot to post up the 12th news update. That's pretty much it. Anyway, let's get started. Originally, I was going to post the first episode. Yes, the first episode of Premium Rush. However, due to homework and laziness, I just couldn't pull myself through to get it posted on YouTube. Because, first of all, I realized something. Now, this may be. I'm gonna go a little bit off topic sometimes, but that's my thing. So, anyway, I've decided to now finally tell you that I'm now able to get my accounts up and going. Yes, I had some problem, and I figured out that it was actually Google Chrome itself that I accidentally blocked two things. Yes, two things. I can't show you what they are, but for some reason they were actually the ones that blocking it. For some reason, it took me almost 5 weeks to figure out why I was blocked. I kept complaining to YouTube that I started getting blocked, which they told me that my account's good. And I look on my mother's computer and says, "Why is that good?" In other words, why is it still running? So then I went to Google Chrome and I didn't realize today that when I went through my cookies, it actually blocked two things, as I said before. Not three, two. And basically, I cleared them all and allowed them, and I realized that I finally got my account back. So that means now that I could post more videos again and be able to share my expressions clearly. I was able to get it back up one day, but then all of a sudden, when I came back, it was blocked again, so I was pretty pissed. But now today, it's not blocked no more. What have I been doing mostly? 1. Swimming. 2. Homework. 3. Xbox. 4. Video games. I don't really play Nintendo too much, but I do like to get news from it. 5. Pretty much computer. Also, by the way, I will give out the full uncut. It will be released on April 1st, which will be Extreme Reviewer 101's uncut channel. I originally wanted to do it on March 1st, but since it was blocked, also, I couldn't get on. So, I'm just going to wait until that day. Also, since I haven't posted a new review yet, Mario Party 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 is scheduled to come out. I know that's part of ER, but you'll hear it again and you'll see why. Now, number 1, swimming. I've decided to join the Special Olympic swim team as I always have, but our teams have changed since 2012. We originally used to go on to McGrath for over 6 years. However, we switched our thoughts because Coach Joe was a bitch. And I mean it. If you met him, he was a guy that looked like he acted good, but at first, you think he's going to be fine when you knew that he's going to be a jerk. And I'm not joking about this. I never liked it when I first met him. And even if Coach Charlie left, I'm not going to show you a photo of him but what I could tell you, he was a pretty nice coach. He lives in South Carolina now, but I don't really know his house, but I do know he lives there because of his parents. Now, he's pretty much a 60-year-old guy, I guess, but he was a pretty nice coach. His name was Coach Charlie, and basically he was pretty nice, pretty handsome, and he never lied. He always did his thing. He always did coach us, but we have all the fun times, and he usually jokes around with us. At first, when I started this, I thought he wasn't joking. But as time went by, I realized that he was always joking. But every time, he always does that every year. But once he left, I guess that's the biggest problem. In 2011, we had Coach Joe. And what happened is that we hated him so much, we decided to leave. In 2012, on Sunday, Coach Joe and his wife, now hear this, Coach Joe and her wife left the athletes unattended. And basically, they just left. They just left. There was no substitute coach. There was no plan, no warning about it. And they didn't know until when the morning rised. They probably left at around 5 a.m. or 3 a.m. For God's sake, I don't know what fucking time they left. If I was staying up, I would have known what time they fucking left. Remember, I wake up around 5 or 4 when it comes to dorm rooms or even hotels. No joke. I've woken up around 5. Yeah. I woken up around 5 a.m. during hotels, and I've woken up earlier. In fact, I woke up around 4 a.m., and I had to wait about 3 hours before some person could get up, and I only had 3 hours of sleep. 3 hours of sleep the last time I went on a trip. With this one, it either depends, because if I get excited about something, I wake up early. But the thing is, though, not everyone gets up, and you have to mentor your people. The thing I don't like about these people is that they just don't wake up early. If we woke up around 5 a.m. and left at 7, we could have ate breakfast earlier, then go to the building at 7 a.m., and then practice swimming. There was no need to wait for everyone to join. There was no need. All you need is just one adult and a few kids, and if they're ready, they could just go. As long as they have their phones or they have some kind of contact or tell the team where they're going, that's fine. But we have to wait for the entire team. No joke. This is pretty much my 8th year now, and pretty much the 2nd year in Barracudas. That's the new team. Now, where is this? I'm not fucking telling you where. You know where I live. But you don't give a shit. Homework. I have pretty much 2 research projects I'm going to do. I know it's not supposed to be school education, but this is the first time I'm ever going to do it. There's a lot of homework I'm pretty much doing. My brother's birthday is actually coming up. My older brother's birthday. Not my brother's. His is August 12th. That's only 4 months away. Or 5, I should say. And my older brother's is coming up. Now the thing with homework is I have 2 research projects mostly. Some math homework. And no, I don't have a science. But basically, I have 2 research projects. Social studies, which is coming up quick. English. It's taken a month, but I wish it was done faster around Friday. If only social studies was about a week, I think. If only social studies was about 3 weeks, I think I could have been glad, because then I would have had more time. But nope, I have only 2 more days until I could finally finish it. And so, that's pretty much the bad point. The good part about it is pretty much I'm getting there. Now I'm working mostly on English because that's the most important part, but with social studies I really need to get that done. If I don't train myself to do it, I won't know it. The thing is though, I already basically know the difference. But the thing is though, I don't have any strong points that can make it clear. Well, I don't know how I'm going to talk no more than 2 minutes. And I don't know if I'm going to have more than 6 slides. Or 5, I should say. And pretty much I have a lot of political cartoons about it. That's what I like about it. If you have a lot of political cartoons about one thing, you're pretty much going to have some kind of fun time. And I'm pretty much hoping that some person would do that, but I think it's just going to be me. Number 3. Xbox. I'm not a really huge fan of Xbox, but I've been playing on it most of the time. Sure, many people say that Xbox is gay, but I don't really give a shit anymore since the console wars has already been passed 5 years ago. And so, we've been hearing about these new updates, 720, PS4, Wii U, which has already came out. And remember, consoles are just developing. Nintendo's just going a step ahead and they're really thinking. Microsoft and Sony are just like the shit out there that are just the shit. And when I mean the shit, I mean they're just doing what everything else is. I'm just hoping that Xbox 720 does a better job with downloadable content, because I really don't want people to download it on their own consoles. And then wouldn't it be nice if you could just add an account from any Xbox and then just play on it. Wouldn't it be nice if you were able to share a code with people? No, you can't. Because every single person must have their own. And I wish there was a way where you could choose which apps you want and which apps you don't want. Because then it will make the experience better. It will give people more chances. And plus, it will get more people's opinion out there. But no, Microsoft doesn't want to listen, so they're just fucked. And since Bill Gates has left since 2008, who gives a fuck? I'm just hoping we don't start another console war again. And what I mean by that, I mean I'm hoping there's no argument between what console is better. It depends on your opinion. I've always loved Nintendo because of their creativity, imagination, and creative ways to game. I like PS because of their old consoles. PS1, PS2 rocked, but by the time PS3 came in, I just had to let it go. Xbox, fuck that. I never really liked the Xbox when I first heard of it, and I never liked it. The controls were terrible, even though I mastered them by myself. The console was terrible. Well, not really the console, but the name of it, I just never liked it. It was pretty easy to pronounce it, but it wasn't my favorite. The games, I wasn't pretty much into M or T when I was young. I was mostly into rated E. Because, hey, I love Nintendo. They always produce so many Mario games. And who cares if you don't like it? Imagine video games without Nintendo. You would have Sega and Sony, then Sega would drop out, and then it would be Xbox versus Sony. What third major thing would come next? In fact, we could have had video games until 1990. We could have waited for a long time for that. We could have. Laziness. I'm not very lazy about it, but it's just that I can't encourage myself to do the cartoons. I know you've been waiting a long time, but there's so much to do and so much thinking in my brain that sometimes you just want me to finish it already. The thing is, though, be patient. It will come. You just have to wait for it. I remember when Nintendo announced Pokemon X and Y, and people were really excited for it. But I always knew. Patience is always better. It doesn't mean that it's not going to come early. By the time they do it, it will be ready. You know what Nintendo should do? They should plan the game 2 years ahead and not tell everyone about it. And just tell it on the year it's going to be released. Because if they're keeping this project very secret, if they do it for 2 years, I think they could have released it in more than 100 countries if possible. In fact, they could have done that. In fact, they could have just sold it to many people and just ugh. They could have just been able to sell more money like that. Remember, think about it. Plan a game for 2 years. The first year you do a little bit, and the second year you do a lot of it, and by the third year you're ready to do whatever changes you want until the last minute. After that, big sale time. But yes, I will get the cartoon up soon, so don't miss about it. Bouncy and Friends is also going to come the same month. Premium Rush is going to start the same month too, the same day as well. Um, Next month, I'm going to start doing what's called reactions. Now, this is me going to watch any video that you request. Well, maybe the first 5 videos, maybe not. But I'm going to make you guys request on what videos you want me to watch. And it's pretty interesting. And remember, just remember to just keep track of the updates. I know they're pretty boring, but just hear me out. Instead of just cutting down to each part of the piece, I'm going to give you guys the full uncut versions. I'm sorry, I just don't feel like editing so much. I might edit some parts in there, but I will give you a full uncut, but it will be unlisted. So, yeah. Well, number 5, everything else. Well, since spring is coming around, I guess pretty much my favorite season is starting to come to an end. But that doesn't really matter if you like spring. Pollen in the air, insects flying around, and pretty much, I have to say this, pretty much you're gonna encounter many insects. No matter what. I'm gonna pretty much hate it. But the good thing is, it's nice and warm. You get to wear short sleeve shirts. And the third part, you don't have to wear too many coats as you used to be. So be sure to get ready for spring as it comes around. And pretty much stay tuned for more updates. On April 27th, 2013, I hope for you guys to come to the Pathways concert. It's going to be the ultimate concert of your life. Now, I'm going to try and get artists into the concert because I feel like I want people to meet the artists. I want people to ask them any questions, any songs they want to buy from them, and pretty much get permission from them. It would be pretty easy to do so. And also, they could tell them how they started in the first place and how the passion of music came around. Because if people like music, why don't they start it? Because schools don't. So yeah, I'm just gonna conclude here for now. And if you have any thoughts or comments, be sure to save them for my 15th news update. Please comment on what thing you should let me react to if it comes. And make sure it does. Um, the episodes, I'm gonna start doing them on April 1st, which is Fool's Day. And it's gonna be a video that you're most likely gonna see a lot. And you know it. I'm Matthew Marinelli. Thanks for watching.